Welcome back, my friend. Welcome to the Onto Purpose Over Paycheck podcast. I am your host, Troy, giving you the story, the evidence of this whole new life that I have accepted, taking on. Let me tell you, it's been a journey, it's been a challenge. Now that I'm going into almost close to 2 months, let me tell you, if you choose to go through this path and whatever choice you're going to make, understand that when you move into your purpose, it is going to test you. Oh my gosh. It is going to test you. And it has truly tested me, not only psychologically, but physically as well, because when your psychological state is bouncing back and forth and your emotions, your physical body starts to feel it. So let me tell you, it's been a journey, but I'm healthy. I'm doing well. I'm grateful. I've got breath in my chest, and I woke up this morning feeling great. So I'm grateful for that. All right. If you haven't already, please make sure you are following the podcast. Make sure you are leaving a rating. 5 stars would be great. And then if you want to, you can leave a comment of what you're thinking about this podcast and what it's doing for you. I greatly appreciate that. Love it. All right. Share this out to friends and family and anyone who wants to listen. Needs a nice little easy episodes on their drive, because that's what I do. All right. Today's episode is staying regulated when nothing is urgent anymore. Man, we're getting to that stage. It is, right? This is a very, very real growth phase, okay? When we are regulated, when nothing is urgent anymore. So, many nervous systems are trained on crisis. But when we have urgency that disappears, discomfort starts to say hello. And it's not because something is wrong. It's because your nervous system has finally learned how to move through pressure. And I think that's what's happening to me, is I'm hitting that stage where my nervous system is learning through when things change, when there's no longer pressure. It's learning to be calm and regulated in everything that I'm doing. When these unfamiliar events or things happen, I'm starting to notice, or you'll start to notice, that you feel a little bit more sense of calmness. When things feel unsafe, you're feeling stillness. And this is all part of the whole process of training your nervous system. Training this new signal that you're becoming. Understand this, your old identity is going to try to sneak in and say, we need to go back. Friends, that has been me off and on. There's days I can go and I'm like a strong beacon of energy, sending out a signal, attracting things of who I am. And then there's just a moment, no lie, there'll be a moment my old identity will step in and say, hello, let's go back into what we came from because we felt safe. You have to be kidding yourself. You can't do this. And then it goes to this. You're not getting the clients like you thought you were. You're not selling your ebooks like you thought you were. You're not getting the coaching. People aren't doing this. And I'm going to be honest, this is what goes through. This is the old self coming in, going, go back and do what you did, because you did that very well. You were great at it. And you should stay there. Because this new being that you're trying to create isn't working. All right? It isn't working. And you're joking yourself, you're kidding yourself that you think you can make it through. Money's not flowing in like you thought it was. You're not selling like you thought it was. It was all of this is a hooey-pooey. This was a big mistake. That's what happens, right? So I've been training my nervous system. I've been training it to regulate to that when the unfamiliar or the unsafe, I need to be calm and still. I need to believe in it. Because what's happening is those are moments of self-sabotage. And if you sabotage when things slow down, your system is trying to recreate the familiarity, right? That's where my old self's coming in. Because I'm able to regulate my nervous system to calm and steady and ease and no longer live in lack of or scarcity and knowing that abundance and flow come through. My old self is now coming in and trying to replace it, and it's going to try. You're going to go through the stage of self-sabotage. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. At the very start, when I started this, my adrenaline was great. My adrenaline was like, go, 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 we've got it, right? But now I have to start understanding and live. When the adrenaline is gone, I still got to allow it to live. But I also got to allow myself to build without urgency. Things will flow. The other day I did an experiment. Okay? The other day I did an experiment with the universe. I said, all right, God, source, creator, universe, guardian angels, and spirit guides. I need, and I gave a certain amount of money, and I need it within a week. I trust you. I know it's going to work. I remove the sense of urgency. I remove the sense of control of trying how to make it happen. It is up to you. How you're going to do it, make it happen. But I need, and I said, a certain amount of money. In the last couple of days, I woke up, and on one of my credit cards, I received an increase in my spending. Now, I wasn't particularly specific in how I wanted to receive it, but I did receive it. And I received it in the form of my credit card company saying, we're going to give you some more money. Now, I'm not going to be foolish and go spend it all. I just said I need it because I was in my head. It's like, it'd be just nice to have a little comfort just to pay bills, just in case, right? So the universe spoke to me. The universe granted. And it came, I'd probably say within 48 hours. Yeah. It was 48 hours. 48 hours ago from that time that I woke up and I just saw that I had this email and said, hey, congratulations, your credit card limit has been increased to blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what? I did get teary-eyed. I did cry a little bit. I did thank, and those were tears of joy. Because what happened was I was looking at this. I was finally regulated on that day when I requested from the universe, and I kept regulated. But then, like I said, last couple of days, my emotional urgency has stepped in, and I haven't been really feeling well at all. But I had to let it flow. All right, so when you have regulated momentum, what does it look like? It's predictable pace. You have clear boundaries. There's going to be a gentle discipline, and you're going to have a really good, clean recovery. What I want you to know is that stability is not stagnation. What stability is, it's infrastructure. You have to really think about this. You have to think about building this new sense of self, this new identity, like building a home. You've got to build the foundation first. The foundation has to be solid, because then when you put up the walls and the interior and everything else, you're not going to worry if the house is going to collapse. Because the thing is your foundation is solid and secure. And that's where we're at right now, is getting our nervous system to recalibrate, getting our nervous system to be aligned. That is building the foundation. That is the foundational building that we have to go through. And you need to have that before you can do anything else. You can't put up the walls if you don't have a solid foundation, friend. Understand that. You cannot put up a house. You cannot put up the walls, the interior. You can't have the home of your dreams if the foundation is not built and is solid. Because then it's going to crumble. And it crumbles because what you're doing is, if you're not focusing on the foundation, you are pushing too much urgency. You're still living in scarcity. You're still living in lack of. But when you have a solid foundation, you're coming in from a different. You have stability. You have alignment. You have a strong signal, and it's going to work. So again, stability is not stagnation. Stability is the infrastructure. Also, you're not losing drive when you're doing this. You're not losing drive. What you're doing is you're learning a healthier energy, healthier engine. You're building this. That's what I've been going through. That's why I think my health for a while was crazy, because I was in my emotional urgency state and my body felt it. And finally, I'm getting that relief. I'm calm. I'm steady. I don't focus on it. I'm in alignment. I feel it. My signal is strong, because there for a while, my signal sucked. My signal sucked. And I was in my head with so many emotional thoughts about my health. I was worried about my stomach. I was worried about my heart, my blood pressure. My anxiety kicked up. I mean, it was a true roller coaster for probably 4 days. Actually, one day, I was not feeling great, and I slept all day. I had to get myself be back in alignment. Back in alignment. I had to do that. Because no one else was going to do it for me. I had to do it for myself. No one was going to do it for me. I had to do it for myself. All right. Okay. Before I go, just want to remind you that on February 22nd, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, I am doing a one-day event masterclass titled Get What You Want Without Forcing It. It is $55 to register and save a spot. Only 30 spots are available. It's going to be an intense, interactive, and engaging masterclass that is aligned to what we're talking about this week in the podcast, as well as becoming this new signal. Now that we know how to regulate and align our nervous system, we're going to take it to the next level now. We're going to we're going to not turn up the notch, and now we're going to become this powerful signal. Because when you become this shining, bright energy, a signal, you're going to start attracting the things that you need and want. I shouldn't say need, because that lives in scarcity. You're going to start tracking all the things that you desire. I hate saying want. All the things that you desire. And that's what's going to happen. That masterclass, it's a one-day event, 12 p.m. Eastern, $55. So it won't break the bank. It's time for you to invest in yourself, friend. Jump on in. I want to see you there. I want to get you started. And it's not about just starting a business. It's about anything in your life. We're going to talk about this, getting what you want without forcing it. It's talking about anything that you desire, your dreams. And I've only opened it up to 30 people. I keep them very small because I want them to be intimate. I want them to be engaging. I want them to be interactive. I don't want it to be all these people in one room. 30 people is great. $55 is what it costs. $55. Go to my link tree, sign up, register, get yourself in there. I want to see you there. All right. Don't forget to follow, like, and share this podcast. Share it out to friends. Leave a rating. Leave a comment. Tell us what you think, what you're feeling, all of that good stuff. As always, I love you. I appreciate you. I honor you. I respect you. Thank you so much. I'm grateful that you are tuning in and listening and continuing with me on this journey as I go through a lot of stuff, my friend. A lot of stuff. All right, before I leave, always remember, you don't manifest what you want, you manifest who you are. And as always, talk to you soon.